I'm Blake Parker, a human rights activist. I'm here again with Mr. Eric Kamba, who is the Executive Director of the Congolese Development Center in Lynn, Massachusetts, just north of Boston. I myself am a human rights activist, and Mr. Kamba is an expert on DR Congo and issues related to it. So this is a continuation in a series of videos about issues in DR Congo, all ultimately connected to human rights. A couple of things we're going to talk about today are rape in DR Congo and genocide. These are two things that are not so nice to talk about, but it's absolutely necessary for people to understand what's been going on. Monsieur Kamba, can you kind of explain what's been going on in terms of the extraordinary number of rapes that occur in DR Congo?
Thank you, Mr. Blake, and thank you first for coming to meet us again. As always, we would like to thank you. This is an opportunity for us to talk to the community, our community, the international community, everybody out there who can listen to us as to raise the awareness of things that are going on in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Rape in Congo is being used actually as a weapon of war, especially in eastern Congo. This has been documented when you see this armed group walking into a town. They will rape women and girls publicly, and then sometimes privately. And this is a way of punishing local population, and is a way of actually terrorizing the community. Just to answer your question, about 48 women are raped in the Democratic Republic of Congo. There was a study published, I believe, in the American Journal of Public Health in June that found that actually there were over, if I don't mistake, 1,152, something like that, of women that have been raped every day. Which was, just the number, the statistic I gave you before, which is equals to something like 48 women being raped every hour, and this is like a 26 times more than the previous statistic that we're giving of 16,000 women raped in 1 year, according to the United Nations. So the problem is real. Is a very serious problem that needed to be addressed. There's not another way of saying it.
That's very sad. Okay, now there's also been a genocide talked about in DR Congo. I remember speaking with you and actually a whole number of people, very knowledgeable people outside the United Nations a couple years ago. There was a senator there from Spain. There were human rights activists, medical doctors, all kinds of people, and they said that there was literally a genocide going on, but I haven't been reading about a genocide in the news or hearing about it. Can you explain that a little bit, please?
Thank you, Mr. Parker. For us Congolese, we don't understand what is going on. Killing of people is not good. Even if you kill just one person, is the person that is lost for the world, for the family. A loss is a loss. So there's another way around. There's not another way around. So we don't understand that all over the world genocide have been documented. People talk about it. When it comes to Congo, this is silence. We don't know what it is. In 1993 and 2003, we believe that there was a genocide that was committed in Congo. By the way, the UN mapping exercise documented those serious atrocities, those violation of human rights that were committed in Congo, and UN report clearly shows that those killing of Hutu civilian in the Democratic Republic of Congo can be called the genocide. And
what are the total numbers? How many people have been killed? The numbers staggered me.
Yeah, the talking all together. Now they're trying to tell us that of this number, the total number of 5.4 million people that were killed, some of the people died of diseases that could have been prevented. But what is important is that thousands of people were just killed. They were killed because of their ethnical and membership. So you see Hutu, they look Hutu, and they were killed because they were Hutu. So that's genocide. It's a deliberate or systematic destruction of all or one part of the group. For it could be an ethnic, racial, or religious, or national group, and that is enough on itself. It's necessary and enough in itself to be considered a genocide. And the UN actually report accuses Rwanda, Uganda, and Burundi forces for participating in this attack, and they recommended that the international community seek to prosecute those that were responsible. Now, to answer your question, the silence, the fact that nobody's talking about this, all these recommendations are somewhere there, UN basement, they're dying there, and nobody's talking about that. Is just we cannot just understand why.
Interesting. And what I've heard previously is that some of the rapes are actually, rape is being used as a weapon connected to the genocide, because when some of the Rwandans have come in and targeted ethnic Congolese women and raped them, those women then are not women that want to reproduce. They're not women that other men want to marry at that point, and so essentially they're not going to have children that they would have had. So I've heard that part of this systematic rape system is connected to this. Do you have anything you can say about that?
Exactly. So this is there's an element there. It's something. It doesn't happen in vacuum. It's something that is prepared. Is deliberate. Is a system. So they have put in place a system to destroy either the whole thing or a part of the group. So it's true that they're coming in town. They rape these women, knowing that they shame them, knowing that nobody will look at those women again. These women will not be the same again, and they destroy their organs, so that these women cannot have children anymore. So it's a destruction. It's done so that they can destroy a group. So yeah, it's true, and it's